Oh, yes. Let's talk percent change. The formula for percent change, I always think of it as new minus old over old. And that'll give it to you as a decimal, but then you would just need to multiply it by 100 to get it as a percentage. So let's see. Price of a product increased from $25 to $30. Find the percent increase. So new minus old over old. The new price is 30. We get 5 over 25, which is 0.2, which if you multiply by 100 or just move the decimal twice would show a 20% increase. Sweet. Find the percent decrease from 90 inches to 63 inches. The new is 63, so 63 minus 90 over 90. We get negative 27 over 90. Which if we divide those both by 9, we get negative 3/10, negative 0.3, which moving the decimal twice would give us 30% decrease. And the negative is nice because that'll show you that it is a percent decrease. My dog is licking my face right now. The price of a product is $30. The price is increased by 15%. Find the new price. So 15% of $30, you just turn it into 0.15 times 30, which, let's see, that'll give you $4.50. Now that's the price increase, so you would add it to the original $30 and you got $34.50. The cost price, oh, there we go. Or you could think of it like 30 is 100% of the price plus another 15%, so you could do 1.15, and that would just get you straight to the $34.50. The cost price of a product is $150. It is sold at a loss of 30%. Find the selling price of the product. So if we found 30% of 150, that would be $45. Now that's like the discount, that's their loss, so we would subtract it from the 150, which gives us $105. Another way you could do that is figure out what cost you're actually paying. So if we're getting 30% off of the 100%, then that would give us a 70% of the original cost. So you could just do 0.7 times 150, and that will take you straight to the 105. Hey, either way, either figure out the price you are paying or figure out the percentage you're paying. John got 50% of the questions correct on a 40-question test, 80% on an 80-question test. What percent of all questions? So 50% of 40 questions, 0.5 times 40, you got 20 out of the 40 questions. 80%, 0.8 times 80 would be 64 questions. So altogether, 84 questions correct, but out of how many questions? Well, there was a 40 question and 80 question test. So they got 84 out of the 120 questions correct. So if you divide 84 by 120, we'll get a decimal. I think it's 0.7, which is 70%. Price of a dress increased by 20%, then decreased by 40%, then increased by 25%. So just like before, if it's increasing, you could do 20% of the cost and then add it, or you could just do 1.20 because that would be like 120%. Then it decreased by 40%, so 0.60, right? Because 100% minus 40%. Then it increased by 25%. What is going on here? Oh, I must have started this one over. Okay, increased 20%. So we'll take our 100%, we'll multiply it by 120%, and we'll be at 120%, 1.2. Then it decreased by 40%. This is kind of what I was doing earlier. So if you did 100 minus 40%, that's 60%, so times 0.6. Then it's increased by 25%. So if you add that to 100%, that'd be 1.25%, or sorry, 1.25, 125%. So if we just go ahead and multiply all these across, 1 times 1.2 times 0.6 times 1.25, we end up with, who knows? I must be taking a while here. 0.9, is that it? So that would be 90% of the original price. If x is 50% larger than z and y is 20% larger than z, then x is what percent larger than y? I would probably just throw in some fake numbers here. Like z, let's just call it 100, right? Because that's easy. 50% larger than that. 50% of 100 is 50 plus the 100, so x would be like 150. And y is 20% larger than z, so 20% of 100 is 20, plus the 100 would be 120. So if you were saying x is what percent larger than y, we could do x divided by y, 150 divided by 120, which is 1.25, I'm guessing. Come on. Oh, okay. Here I'm finding the percent change. So 30 over 120, which is 0.25, which shows as a 25% increase. Now, if you did 150 divided by 120, you get 1.25, which is 125%, but that would be 25% larger than the original. Number 8, the number of students at a school decreased 20% from 2015 to 2016. The number of students enrolled in 2016 was K. Find the number of students enrolled in 2015 in terms of K. So if 2015 there were 100 kids, then in 2016 there were 80 kids, right? It dropped 20%. But we're saying that, okay, so 2015 is 100 over 80 of 2016. Now 2016 we're calling K, 2015's enrollment reduces to 5/4 of 2016. So that would be 5/4 of K. So 2015 equals 5/4 of K, which means 5/4 times K. Or it could be, 1.25. All right. Townsend Realty purchased a property for $140,000 after receiving a 40% discount. All right, so they paid 60% of the original price. They also got 20% off the discounted price, so that would be like 80% of that price. So we could do 0.6 times 0.8 times the original price, which we don't know. So let's call that x, or yeah. So if I multiply those three together, I come up with the final selling price, which is $140,000. So 0.6 times 0.8 is 0.48. 0.48x. And then if you divide by 0.48, you end up with a huge number. So it says to round to the nearest dollar. I can't even see what I'm writing here. Doesn't look like I'm writing much of anything here. Ah, there we go. Move the marker. That was the problem. We get $291,667. Wow, they got quite a deal on that house. Among ninth graders at school, 30% of them are Red Sox fans. Of those Red Sox fans, 40% are also Celtics fans. So if we want to know which ones are both, so let's say all students are 100%, right? But only 30% of them are Red Sox fans. So we would multiply 30% times 100%, but we would be doing these as decimals. And then of those, how many are also Celtics fans? It says that's 40%. So we'd multiply by 40%. We're going to turn these all into decimals here in a minute. 100% is 1, 30% is 0.3, 40% is 0.4. If you multiply these three together, you get 0.12, which is 12%. That's it for page 4.